Hi friends, my name is Kim. Welcome back to Healing Place Cottage. Welcome to my kitchen. I am so happy to have you with me today. Today we're going to make another slow cooker recipe with a pork loin, and this is going to be a pineapple pork loin. And I'm just going to open this pork loin in this bag so I have less cleanup. And we're going to get our skillet hot. I don't normally brown my meat before I put it in the pork loin. You know that. I'm all about the ease of making slow cooker things. But today I am going to, because I have been somewhat disappointed with the overall flavor of the pork. Not what we're making, but the actual flavor of the pork. Now that could be the meat that I've been buying, but it also could be that I haven't seared the pork loin. So I'm going to go ahead and sear it this time, and it calls for putting our other ingredients in the skillet to mix them together and dissolve the brown sugar. So I thought this will be a perfect opportunity to give it a try and see if that extra step really does make a difference. So I need to put some oil in my skillet, and I'm actually going to use sesame oil. It doesn't have a high I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. It will smoke at high heat, but I love the flavor of sesame oil. So I'd like to see how this tastes with the sesame oil. And it does call to salt and pepper our pork loin. So we're going to do that. I think this is hot. I'm going to clean up my mess. And it suggests that we sear it on each side for 2 to 3 minutes. I am still in the middle of preservation season, even though I have tidied up just a hair. I have received a couple of messages from people telling me to clean up my kitchen. So I don't want to make it difficult for anyone to watch my videos. So I tidied up so that you would not be uncomfortable. And I'm surprised, I guess I shouldn't be, because there are so many opinions on the internet, but I'm surprised by how many messages I get from people with different opinions about the recipes, when especially I'll get some today because I'm using brown sugar in this recipe. I do have the Libre 3 glucose monitor on all the time, and I do watch my spikes So I was at a hotel this weekend, and I ate two things that you're never supposed to eat as a diabetic, and I haven't eaten in over a year. I had a banana, and I had a bagel. And because we ate the hotel breakfast, and so we were limited to what we could get. And so I looked at my meter on my app, and my blood sugar went from 94, I believe, to over 200, and then it dropped to 83. And so that was an example of when there's a spike. But typically, if I eat a little bit of rice, like a quarter to a third of a cup of rice with my meal, or a third of a cup of pasta, or if I eat, well, I wouldn't say white bread because I haven't really monitored it for white bread, but if I eat certain things like that, if I eat a dish like this that does have sugar in it, my blood sugar might go up to 150, but it's not spiking out of range. So I encourage you to do what works for you, do what your nutritionist has suggested for you. As you know, I try to stay under 45 grams of carbs in a meal, and that works for me, but it may not work for you. So you have to do what works for you. And I appreciate the feedback, but just know that I'm cooking recipes that work for me, and I'm sharing them in the hopes that they will work for you. But you have to do your own research. You have to do your own monitoring in order to determine if they're a good fit for you. So I'm going to go ahead now and put my pork loin in the slow cooker. And it calls for 8 cloves of garlic minced, so I'm going to use about 4, well, I'm going to say 3, maybe 4 teaspoons, generous teaspoons of garlic. And it calls for a 1/4 cup of soy sauce, I'm going to grab a whisk, and I did buy a whisk, a silicone whisk, because one of you commented that I shouldn't use a metal whisk in my skillets, in my nonstick skillets, and so I did buy a silicone, how do you say that? Silicone whisk. I guess it's Silicon Valley, and maybe silicone is the type of whisk it is. I'm not sure. So add the soy sauce and the brown sugar. So we're going to add a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. And again, if that's too much for you, don't add that much. Add what you think is appropriate for you. This is not a low carb recipe. This is with the pineapple and the brown sugar. We're definitely going to be close to our 45 grams of carbs that we try to stay under. We just want to cook this until it's the sugar is dissolved. Smells wonderful. But you know that I love garlic. So I was saying that I'm still in the middle of canning season. So today, and I'm doing that every bit counts challenge every day the month of August, and I've been sharing on Instagram and on YouTube and on Facebook the things that I preserve. Well, today I'm going to make Japanese cucumber pickles, or pickled cucumbers, and I think that will be a really good addition to, or accompaniment to, this pork loin. So I'm going to go ahead and add this to my slow cooker. Get all that garlic in there. Turn this off and unplug it, and I'm going to plug in my slow cooker, and we're going to cook this on low for about 6 hours. So it's almost noon, so we will cook this for about 6 hours. And it calls for pineapple chunks. I don't have pineapple chunks, I have sliced pineapple. So I'm going to go ahead and take a knife and cut these while they're in the can. And we're going to just add that whole mixture to our pork loin. And we're going to let that cook, like I said, for about 6 hours. And then we'll come back, and by then I should also have those the Japanese pickled cucumbers. I don't know if you can eat those the same day, so I didn't look at that. I should have looked at that. I'm not sure if I can eat those the same day. If I can't, I'll make the Korean cucumber pickles that I know that I can eat the same day. So I'll see you back here in about 6 hours. Okay, we're back. And it has been, I actually cooked it on high for 4 hours. And this is what it looks like. I did add a little bit of a cornstarch slurry to thicken up the sauce. Let's give it a cut into and then give it a taste. Tender. Some of this pineapple. I'm making a big old mess. And some of our sauce. Let's give it a taste. I did make those Japanese pickled cucumbers. They're very spicy. So it does make a difference searing the outside first. This is delicious. It's absolutely delicious. It will be delicious with these. I'm going to grab the nutrition information. Okay, so the nutrition information, there are 8 servings in this pork loin. There are 346 calories, 15.6 grams of fat, 70 milligrams of cholesterol, so under 100 milligrams of cholesterol, 27 grams of carbs, and 1 gram of fiber, and 25 grams of protein. So not bad at all, and it's absolutely delicious. It's going to be delicious. The sweetness of this compared to the heat of these cucumbers is going to be an absolute amazing combination. You could eat some brown rice with this if you wanted a quarter to a third of a cup to a half a cup of brown rice. That would increase your fiber, which would decrease the carbohydrates. It is better for you than white rice, but if you're not watching your carbs, you can eat white rice with this and it would be absolutely scrumptious. So we definitely have a winner, and I am going to make this recipe again. I also think that I would try this recipe on chicken. It would be very good. I know I've made something similar to it, but not as good as this. This is much better. Yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up or a like. Please subscribe to my channel on YouTube, Healing Place Cottage. You can also follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. I post videos every Tuesday and Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern. Always diabetic friendly, often low carb, slow cooker, instant pot, gluten-free, and even vegetarian. I really enjoyed our time together today, friends, and I look forward to cooking with you again soon. Take care.